Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves baseball. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Monday, August 17th. Hope you guys had a great weekend. We got our first ticket giveaway winner. He claimed his tickets. Congratulations again to JD Sports Zone. We still have another pair of unclaimed tickets, believe it or not. So we're going to have the giveaway once again. I'm going to spin the wheel in a few minutes and see who ends up getting that second pair of tickets. We're going to catch up with the Braves, of course. We're going to see how that series went down over the weekend against the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're going to take a look at that when we get to Tomahawk Takes. We're going to also see the action from across the league when we get to the MLB. And then we're going to preview the upcoming series. It's going to be, we're going to take care of that when we get to the Braves forecast. The Braves are going to be embarking on a 7-game road trip that starts tonight and actually in about 20 minutes. It'll be game one of that series out in Minnesota. We're going to preview that one real quick. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get into our first segment of the show.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes, where we catch up with the previous Braves series. And today, Tomahawk Takes is brought to you by that ticket giveaway. We're going to do the random selection right now. Last time on the video version, I hit share screen here, and it wasn't popping up for some reason. But I figured out how to do it. I had to press it, not for some reason. It was just that I forgot to press this button right here, add to stage, because I had never done a share screen on this application up here where I record the episodes. But we got it done now. We're going to look, everybody can see the wheel. If you're looking at the audio, if you're looking at the video version of the show on YouTube, we're going to hit shuffle here a few times. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do shuffle. You hear the clicking. We're doing it. Let's click to spin. Let's see who's going to get the second pair of tickets. Remember, you got 24 hours to contact me. It is Bray Boy Danielle from Instagram. That is the winner for the second pair of tickets to go see the Braves against the Colorado Rockies on Sunday, August 30th. Bray Boy Danielle, you are the winner. Congratulations to you. Again, you have 24 hours to contact me and claim your tickets. If not, we're going to do another random selection on the next episode that will be on Friday. So again, congratulations, Brave Boy Danielle. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, my apologies. But you have won the tickets. Make sure to hit me up on Instagram. I think that's where your page is from. I believe I made a note of that over here. Yes, from Instagram. So make sure you contact me through Instagram to claim your tickets, and the tickets will be all yours. And you get to enjoy that game on Sunday, August 30th. Now let's get into the action. Game one, Diamondbacks against the Braves. Diamondbacks, they end up taking game one, 2-0 victory. Remember, the Diamondbacks were coming in with a 64-58 record. The Braves were sitting at 73-48. In game one, Chris Sale pitched very, very well. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts. But he ends up taking the L in this one. No run support by his compadres. He's now 12-8 with a 2.16 ERA. Chris Sale was pitched well, but Brandon Pfaadt was even better. He goes 7 strong innings, only 2 hits allowed, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts. He's now 7-1 with a 3.11 ERA. The Diamondbacks, they scored one in the top of the first inning. There was a misplay there by Mauricio Dubon. Ball gets goes over him. Actually, he was coming in. Might have been something with the lights or something. I'm not sure, but and I feel like that's always been an issue at Truist over there, out there in left field. We've seen that play multiple times. Maybe it is the lights. I'm not really sure. But yeah, he was coming in on it, and then ball just sails over him a little bit. It's out of his reach. And later on in the inning, the Diamondbacks are able to score. That led to that one earned run against Chris Sale. Then they scored another one in the top of the ninth. It was Tim Tawa with a home run off of Tyler Kinley. And yeah, like I said, 2-0 victory for the Diamondbacks. The Braves did not score a single run. They just had 3 hits in the ballgame, so the offense was non-existent. Chris Sale gets no run support. The Diamondbacks win the series opener. Again, a final score of 2-0. In game 2, the Braves ended up scoring first in this ball game. You thought everything was back to normal. Ronald Acuna Jr., he opened the game for the Braves with his 40th career lead-off homer. That's number 199 of his career. Almost at 200. Congrats. Early congrats to Ronald Acuna Jr. I'm definitely sure he's going to get to 200. But then after that, Grant Holmes, he allowed 6 runs in 3 2/3 of an inning. Diamondbacks scored 3 in the top of the second. They scored 3 in the top of the third. After that, of course, the Braves are in an early hole, and they couldn't get out of that one, man. They couldn't hit their way out of it, unfortunately. Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez, he gets the win for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's now 12-4 with a 2.71 ERA. He went 6 innings, 2 earned runs, and 5 Ks in the ballgame. After Grant Holmes was taken out, of course, you had the bullpen come in and try to eat some innings. Victor Medeiros was there, Brett Suter was there, and Danny Young. They were all there to eat some innings. Danny Young, he was actually DFA'd after this ball game. He was DFA'd Sunday morning. The Braves did promote left-handed pitcher Ray Kerr from AAA Gwinnett. So, of course, Braves lose the first 2 games. This one was a 10-3 victory for the Diamondbacks, by the way. I completely forgot to mention the score. But, yeah, it was a big loss for the Braves there, 10-3 victory for the Diamondbacks. And then in game 3, all you could do now is try to avoid the sweep, of course, before you hit the road. And the Braves were able to do just that thanks to a Matt Olson 3-run homer when it was a tie ball game in the bottom of the 7th. That's his 36th homer of the season. He's now tied for second place, 1 behind the leader, I believe is Kyle Schwarber right now. But again, yeah, that was when the game was tied at 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Bryce Elder, Jekyll and Hyde Elder, he did provide the Braves with a 6-inning solid start, allowing just 1 run, 5 Ks, and a much-needed win there for the Braves. Raisel Iglesias, he did come in and record the save. That's his 25th save of the season. But my boy's still been a little rocky, man. It's like what we were seeing last year. Remember that first half that he was having, that he came up and everyone would hit off of him. He'll give up at least a run, 2 runs in an appearance. That's the kind of stretch he's going through right now. So, he might. We probably need Roberto Suarez back. We definitely need Roberto Suarez back. Hopefully he's able to come back soon. And give Raisel maybe a break here and there. The good thing is that the Braves do have a big lead in the division, 7.5 games now. They drop a little bit over the weekend, but still, you got some room to play with. If you got to give Raisel a few days off, just have somebody else close out a game or 2. It's something that the Braves might want to consider, because again, it might be that he's just worn out already. He's a little fatigued. It is a long season. It is August. We're almost towards the end, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he might need some more rest. I know he's been getting some rest, but he might need some more rest, because he is not looking very, very sharp out there at all. For the Diamondbacks, it was Michael Soroka on the mound, old friend. He goes 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. And Ozzie Albies, he made a terrific play out there on second base to avoid the Diamondbacks taking the lead when the game was tied at 1. He threw a dart out there. Well, it wasn't really a dart, but he threw one out there to Drake Baldwin. They cut down a run. They're trying to score, and that kept the game tied. So that was a highlight, another highlight of the ball game. Of course, like I said, Bryce Elder with the solid start, and of course, Matt Olson delivering the game-winning blow there with that 3-run homer in the bottom of the 7th. Braves end up winning the ball game 5-3. Like I said, they avoid the sweep, which was much needed before heading on this road trip that they'll be embarking starting tonight. Key takeaways from the series, though, pretty much the Braves offense, it was shut down by the Diamondbacks starting pitching in the first 2 ball games, and then combine that with that rough start from Grant Holmes. That's it. It's GG's, bro. You're losing the series, and the Diamondbacks actually end up winning the season series against the Braves 4-3. But I feel like the Diamondbacks play us tough, especially in recent years. They do play us tough. Another team that if you have to face them in a playoff series, you kind of gotta fear them a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how things turn out when it's all said and done once we get to October. But again, at least the Braves were able to win that final game to avoid the sweep, and hopefully they can start going down a little winning streak now that it's a fresh week. So we'll see how they end up doing. We're going to look at that series in a few minutes. Again, that I mentioned for the 20th time, that will be starting tonight, later on tonight. 12 minutes away now from first pitch. So, we'll talk about that when we get to the Braves forecast. But for now, let's head into our next segment. Let's look at what's going on around the league.
It's time for the MLB.
It's time for the MLB, where we catch up with the action from around the league. Remember, I had mentioned the biggest series going down during the weekend was going to be the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Brewers end up taking 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers in a rematch from last year's NLCS. Milwaukee ends up winning the season series against the Dodgers as well, 4-3. So there is a potential tiebreaker situation when it's all said and done. That'll be going in favor of the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are now 77-48 after taking those 3 out of 4 games. And the Dodgers, they have now lost 11 of the last 16 games. And remember that big acquisition they made at the trade deadline. Tarek Skubal, he is still winless as a Dodger. Another interesting series that we had was the Chicago White Sox against the Detroit Tigers. The White Sox end up sweeping the Detroit Tigers. That now extends their lead in the American League Central to 5.5 games, which is their largest division series lead since 2021. It's been a little while for them. They're now standing at 65-58. The Baltimore Orioles, they shock the first place Tampa Bay Rays over the weekend. They took the first 3 games of a 4-game set. They could complete the sweep tonight by taking that 4th game. I remember the Rays were coming into that series with a 9-game win streak. So talk about, shocking a team that's super, super hot. Well done by the Orioles, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. But despite losing those 3 straight games against the Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays still have the best record in the AL East. They're standing in with a 74-49 record. You guys probably saw it over the weekend. The rookie from the St. Louis Cardinals, Joshua Baez, he made history. Incredible performance, bro. You can't even dream that up. You really can't. You can't dream that up. The kid hits 3 home runs in his first 3 career at-bats. He makes history with that. Incredible performance. That's like road to the show type. That's like a road to the show type performance, bro. When you're playing MLB The Show, you know what I'm saying? You put it on rookie mode. Remember when you had that get back at the older MLB To The Shows where you could guess the pitch and it'll show you exactly where the ball was landing, and easy homer, bro. That's how he was seeing the ball that day. Incredible, bro. Incredible performance. Next day, not so much. The next game, he ends up going 0 for 5. But that's just to show you how hard baseball really is. One day you get hit 3 home runs in your first 3 at bats. The next, you're going 0 for 5. It is what it is. But you can't take that away from that kid ever. You won't be able to take that away from him. That is going to be in the history books. Again, Joshua Baez, 3 homers in his first 3 career at bats. Congratulations to him. Going out west in the American League, the Mariners, they end up taking 2 out of 3 from the first place Houston Astros. We're going to see how the standings are looking in a few minutes. Toronto Blue Jays, like I said in the previous episode, they always play the Yankees tough as of late, no matter how bad they're doing. And they did the same thing. They took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. So that's pretty much the most important series, the most fun ones that went down over the weekend. Now, new series that are starting today. To keep an eye out for. We got a few. We got the battle for Chicago, South Side versus the North Side. Chicago White Sox at the Chicago Cubs. That'll be starting tonight. You also have the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Boston Red Sox. Keep an eye on that too. Playoff hopeful teams, both in the wild card races in their respective leagues. Keep an eye on that one. And then we got 2 division rivals going at it. The Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. Again, both in the playoff race as well. Marlins only 3 games back from the Phillies. So, they got a little sweep in this series and everything changes. So we'll see how they're able to fare against the Philadelphia Phillies. So, they are going to have to face those tough matchups. Sorry, a little weird looking at something, but they are going to have to face Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler. So they have some they have some hard work cut out for them when it comes to that series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's go to the standings real quick. Let's see what's going on. Let's see how everything's looking after this past weekend. In National League East, it's us. We're in first place, sitting there comfortably, but still a lot of games left to be played. Braves up there at 74-50. Philadelphia Phillies 67-58. They're 7.5 back. And the Miami Marlins 64-61. They're 10.5 games back. National League Central, Milwaukee Brewers with the best record, 77-48. Cubs 5 games back at 72-53. National League West, the Dodgers 74-51. Padres 7 games back at 67-58. Diamondbacks 8 games back at 66-59. Out to the American League, Tampa Bay Rays 74-49. First place, the Yankees 69-55. 5.5 games back. Boston 66-58. 8.5 games back. And then we go to the American League Central. We just mentioned them, the Chicago White Sox 65-58. Detroit 60-64, 5.5 games back. Minnesota Twins 60-65, and Cleveland also the same record, 6 games back. Oh, 1 second here, guys. Of course. I just saw the Braves game is currently in a rain delay, so that one might be a while before it gets started. 1 second here. Sorry. Anyways, the game is in a rain delay right now. The final division, final division, American League West. Oh my gosh. American League West, Houston Astros out in first place, 63-62. Texas Rangers 61-64, 2 games back, and the Seattle Mariners 59-66. They are now 4 games back after taking that series from the Houston Astros. Wild card picture. This is how it's looking. This is how the playoff picture is looking. National League, you got the 1 seed, Brewers, 2 seed, Braves. They both got a bye. 3 seed, Los Angeles Dodgers. Wild card is looking as follows. The 1 seed in the wild card, Cubs in first, Phillies and Padres tied for the second and third spots. Arizona Diamondbacks 1 game back from that final spot. And the Miami Marlins 3 games back. Cardinals 3 games back. Pirates 6.5. Nationals 7.5. Cincinnati 7.5. Then we go to the American League. First seed would be the Tampa Bay Rays. Second, Chicago White Sox. They will both be getting a bye if it ended tonight. If it ended today, they're in it. Houston Astros will be winning their division. Wild card. This is where it gets crazy. You got 3 American League East teams winning it right now, which is crazy. You got the Yankees, you got the Red Sox, and you got the Baltimore Orioles in. Rangers, half a game back from the Orioles, trying to get in there. Toronto Blue Jays, just 1 game back. Yep, they still got a chance. Detroit Tigers, 1 game back. Minnesota, 1.5. Cleveland, 1.5. Seattle, 2.5. It's anyone's division, not anyone's division, excuse me. It's anyone's wild card, bro. Everyone's in it. Everyone's in shooting range for it. All you need to do is get hot, and you might be able to get in. That's all you need to do. Get hot, and you might be able to get in. That is how the league is looking right now. We'll take a look at the standings in our next episode on Friday, but that's how it's looking, guys. That's everything that went down around the league. That is the how the standings are looking, and those are the matchups to look forward to starting tonight. Let's head into our final segment.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast, where we take a look at the upcoming Braves series. And before we get into that, make sure to remember to use code CHOPSY20 to save yourself $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. You want to go catch the Braves on the road? You want to go catch the Braves at home? You want to go catch any other team? Maybe do some scouting and see what's going on when the Braves end up facing them in a playoff series or something like that. Or maybe just a team that's local to you. You want to just go catch them, see what's going on. Go to SeatGeek and use code CHOPSY20, and you're going to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. And you didn't hear it from me, but if you already made a purchase on SeatGeek, you didn't hear it from me, but you can always use another email. And then that's how you'll be able to use code CHOPSY20, because it'll be your first purchase on SeatGeek with that new email. Anyways, you didn't hear that from me. That's just a little birdie out there talking right now. Anyways, back to the Braves forecast. The Braves are going to be heading out to Central U.S. for a 7-game road trip. It's going to be 3 against the Minnesota Twins starting tonight, 1 makeup game with the Chicago White Sox, and then 3 with the Milwaukee Brewers. That's going to be interesting, right? Because the Braves are going to have a chance to directly close that gap between the National League leading Milwaukee Brewers, and try to go for that NL best record and a potential number 1 seed throughout the playoffs. So that's going to be a very interesting series, but that's a little bit further on. Let's focus on this series going on. So it was supposed to be right now, first pitch 7:40, but like I said, there's a rain delay. I'm not sure of the status if the game is going to be played or not. If it's just a few passing clouds or what. I haven't looked into it, but it is in a rain delay as of right now. But game 1 is slated for, like I said, 7:40 p.m. It will be left-hander Martin Perez, my game 2 starter as of right now. Again, who is your playoff game 2 starter for the Braves? Martin Perez. Grant Holmes, Bryce Elder, Tyler Mahle. Who you going with in game 2? We know who game 1 is going to be pitching. It's Chris Sale, of course, the ace. He's going to get the ball in game 1. But in game 2, who are you going with? I think, honestly, right now, let me get Chris Sale game 1. Let me get Martin Perez game 2. And let me get Tyler Mahle game 3. That's how I'm going right now. Bro. And then you can have Bryce Elder and Grant Holmes piggyback off the last two guys that I mentioned. And you can even throw Didier Fuentes in there to piggyback as well. Yep, that's what I'm going with right now. If you think that's crazy, if you think that sounds crazy, let me know in the comments. But I think that's solid right there. What we have. That's the best we can do right now, I think. But anyways, back to this. Martin Perez, he's coming in with an 8-6 record, 2.96 ERA. I'm telling you, he's had a solid year, bro. That's my number 2 starter, bro. My number 2 starter. The numbers don't lie right now. He's going up against Bailey Ober, the righty for the Minnesota Twins, who's 7-4 with a 4.64 ERA. Game 2 is slated for 7:40 p.m. Tuesday night. Tyler Mahle, who's coming in with a 4-9 record, 4.64 ERA. He's going up against Zabby Matthews, who's 6-8 with a 5.34 ERA. And then the final game of the series, it's an early afternoon game, 1:40 p.m. It'll be Chris Sale, who's 12-8 with a 2.16 ERA. He's going up against Taj Bradley, who's 9-5 with a 3.98 ERA. This should be a series that the Braves should, I don't want to say easily, but you should be able to dominate this series. You should be able to, bro. There's no reason why you should be losing to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, their pitching is not that good. They've allowed 626 runs. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like these guys are. Of course, they are in the playoff hunt right now, but it's just because the American League is so bad. We got to be honest. But their hitting is okay. I would say their hitting is not terrible. I mean, they scored 578 runs. Not too far behind the Braves. The Braves are coming in with 599 runs scored, but the difference is in the runs allowed. Braves have only allowed 482 runs. The Twins, like I said, 626. Big difference there. The pitching for the Minnesota Twins is not the strong suit. You got to take advantage of their pitching. The Braves offense should be patient, should try and keep the line moving, and then deliver the big blow. That's how they'll be able to win this series. We'll see how the Braves are able to do. When it's all said and done, we'll come and catch up. Like I said, on Friday, we'll do our episode and we'll be able to preview that series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Remember, there's that game in between the Twins and Brewers series. It's that makeup game against the Chicago White Sox that's going to be taking place on Thursday. And I don't think they had anyone slated for Thursday yet for the Braves. Actually, I think they do. Let me just mention it now since I just thought of it. It is kind of the forecast because it's in between the next series that we're going to be previewing. So for Thursday's game, it's going to be slated for the Braves. I'm trying to find it here. I had it earlier. It's supposed to be Grant Holmes. More than likely, it'll be Grant Holmes for the Braves on the mound. It's a 2:10 p.m. start time. So another early ball game there on Thursday, trying to make up that game that was postponed earlier in the season. But that's all, guys. That's all that we have for today's Chop Seat episode. Don't forget to follow us on the on the socials at the Chop Seat Pod. That's on Instagram, and then at the Chop Seat on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And again, congratulations to Brave Boy Danielle for winning the second pair of tickets for the first ever Chop Seat Braves ticket giveaway. You have 24 hours to claim this ticket, to claim your prize before we go on and move on to the next batter in the lineup. That's what we did with the second pair. The winner never claimed the tickets. One person did, the other one did not. And I was trying to go. I kind of felt a little bad. I was gonna reach out to the person, but I said, you know what? I got to be fair. I made the rules. I stated the rules, and I got to be fair to everyone else that participated in the giveaway. So I was like, I got to run a tight ship here, bro. I got to run a tight ship. We're going to stay with the rules. So Brave Boy Danielle, again, you have 24 hours after this episode is released to go out and reach out to me via Instagram DM and claim your prize. Until next episode, guys, I hope you guys stay safe. Enjoy some Braves baseball. We'll see if tonight's game is going to be played maybe at 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Who knows? If it starts that late, I'm not going to be watching. I got to get up early for work. So, yeah, but again, we'll catch up with that. We'll see you guys on the next episode of the Chop Seat. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. Stay safe, and we will see you next time on the Chop Seat.